Hello everyone, and welcome to the after action report of my solo playthrough of Axis and Allies Stalingrad, the race for Stalingrad round 8. So what happened? First of all, this tank unit was bought by the Russians. They had 6 RPCs, and it was placed here and then moved over here. So they did retake 2 territories from the Germans after all. The Germans themselves moved some units into here, which resulted in the successful conquest of Kletskaya. One of these units, I believe, moved up. I don't quite remember what happened there, but yeah, they have been holding up the Russians pretty well up there in the north. Unfortunately for the Germans, they had an artillery here, they had an artillery here, and they were both taken out by rocket fire, which hadn't been very accurate so far. I guess Katyushas were known for their accuracy anyway, but yeah, this time they were pretty accurate and took out 2 German artillery pieces, which by this time of the battle are pretty important. Every German piece on the board counts, so to speak. This unit was placed by the Germans in Oblivskaya and subsequently moved to Surovikino. Also, we had some bad weather, so the river froze. I was hoping for the Germans there would be some good weather, so they could have taken out these 2 Russian units that were in Gromoslavka using air power, but the air power was basically grounded. They didn't have any supplies to drop either. And yeah, there was no bomber here, but I wouldn't have wanted to place this infantry anywhere else anyway, even had I been able to, well, I would have been able to air transport it, but yeah, I didn't want to. It's over here now, and this zone certainly has to be protected. So probably I will have to move this infantry unit over here on the next turn. Then again, no, I actually forgot to roll this one, I have to admit. So I completely forgot about this zone. So I still have to roll. Hopefully the Axis will manage to hold here. Otherwise, on the next turn, well, yeah, of course, on the next turn it will be Operation Winter Storm, so they will be able to place the units over here and some over here. But yeah, they will probably be, yeah, they will definitely be locked in battle because you can place them, but yeah, probably at least 2 of these Russian units will survive. And yeah, so they will be right away locked in combat before they can do anything else. So I guess on the next turn as well, the Russians will definitely have to move into Potomnik and see how far they get. They did move some of these units from the rear, reinforcing this area and then launching their assault there. That's the full stacking limit of 8 now, launching their assault into Potomnik. On the city board, we have a hero of the Soviet Union on our hands here. This infantry unit river assaulted into Pavlov's house. The area was at that time controlled by the Germans, who had taken out the last defenders there, either on this segment of their turn or on the last turn, I don't quite remember. But anyway, it was German controlled, so they launched a river assault with a single infantry unit. It actually survived, and it took out a German unit in turn. So one of the mechanized infantry, there were 2 at the time, was actually destroyed by that lone assaulting unit. Mind you, the fortified zone and the river assault aren't cumulative, so it was just a +1, but yeah, that tank rolled on a 4, these 2 mechanized infantry rolled on a 3, there's now only 1 left, but yeah, they all missed, and the lone infantry did actually hit. And over here in Barikani factory, nothing happened. At least not on the Russian turn. On the German turn, I'm sure something did happen. Both sides suffered some losses, but on the Russian turn, nothing happened. So the 2 German tanks missed, and the 3 artillery and the tank also missed. And what did happen is the Russian unit in Spartanovka took back the tractor factory, which also means it's it's producing tanks again. So it was turned into a tank factory, which is actually historically accurate. It was a tractor factory, but due to the war and war production, war economy, it was turned into a tank factory. And yeah, since it was retaken, it can resume production. Should um, both factories be taken at any given time by the Germans, then they cannot resume production even when retaken. The German units in Barikani factory can only be supplied at this time. Well, that's not entirely true. They can be supplied from here to here through there again, but at least I think so. I think that's possible. But yeah, Spartanovka is now Russian controlled. Yeah, so that's what happened. It is still a pretty close fight. As you can see, the Maia of Kurgan was actually taken by the Germans with 2 units left. And yeah, the Katyushas here weren't very successful. They all fired at, well, what did they fire at? I think they fired at Pavlov's house, but they all missed. And then the unit landed. I think that's what happened, or maybe I'm mistaken here, and I'm mistaken as far as the turn order goes. But they did fire at something, and they all missed. Yeah, so that rounds off round 8. So the next round will be round 9, and then we'll actually see Operation Winter Storm being launched, and we'll see what that brings. So thank you for watching again, and see you on the next one.